Did you yell America when you hit the accelerator?
Oh, no.
And now, your favorite two blue-collar nobodies to give you their quiet perspective, Star-Lord and Joey.
You can't handle the truth!
Welcome back, YouTubers, to the highest rated show on YouTube that you are listening to at this very fucking second. I am your overlord, Star-Lord, along with my underling, Joey.
What's going on?
Okay, so today is the episode of episodes. Today is the COVID episode. And to be completely honest, I've been putting this one off for a while, and the biggest reason why is because when we do the show, we try to put information out there. So we got to do a little bit of research, get numbers and shit. And honestly, this one has been an intimidating topic because there are no concrete numbers on shit for COVID. For every article that says, hey, the mask worked, there's another article that says it doesn't. And it's the most politicized topic in the world. But now we're going to talk about it.
Not to mention this being on YouTube, I don't know if this shit's even going to stay up. It may get taken down
Right?
as soon as it detects we said coronavirus. So we'll see how that goes. But
Maybe we should give it a code name.
Yeah. Well, I was watching one video last year when YouTube was not allowing people to make videos about it. And it was a computer building channel that I watch, and they were calling it human malware. Instead of saying coronavirus to get around it.
I tell you what, I think I got a way around it. Let's call it the Trump did it virus.
Yeah.
Or it's Trump's fault virus, and we'll be good to go.
Well, we've already said it. I'm going to keep saying it. It is what it is. You can talk about it now as far as I know, but we'll see.
Okay. So the big news that came out, the reason why it's prompted us to actually take action, put it out there, and amid all the controversy is we now have mandates. Big mandate. We've had mask mandates forever. And there's all kinds of people who hate the mask. There's people who love the mask. It's a religion. But now President Biden has come out and mandated vaccines for everybody. And it is causing a shitstorm, one way or the other. So his mandate came out. He announced it 2 days ago, requiring all employees with more than 100 workers in their company to be vaccinated or tested weekly. Healthcare workers who receive Medicare or Medicaid reimbursement must also be fully vaccinated. Biden is requiring all federal workers and contractors be fully vaccinated with no option of weekly testing. Unvaccinated federal employees and contractors have 75 days to get the vaccine, to comply or face consequences. And those consequences could be termination or I believe there was fines up to, I think it was $14,000. So there it is. He's saying you have to go get vaccinated now. He's trying to force it on us. So where to begin with the opposition on this one? Joey, what's your opinion on it?
Well, I think it's bullshit. I think he's overstepping his authority by far. I mean, it's kind of funny when you're talking about, say, abortions or anything women related. It's her body, her choice. But now you're going to force me to get this experimental. I mean, and the FDA just approved the Pfizer one, but I mean, come on. Didn't two higher up step down over them approving it the way they did?
Yes.
So I mean, what does that tell you?
Yeah, two. They were on the directors of like regulation for the FDA
or the FDA,
for the FDA, and they stepped down because they flat out said that the FDA wasn't following normal protocol. They were doing the Biden administration's bidding, so they stepped down over the approval, quote unquote, of the vaccine. So here's the deal as far as that goes. I mean, what pisses me off about that is it's a talking point. And it's for stupid people. It's like, hey, it's approved now. It's approved now. Just because you slapped a fucking label on something that was not approved the day before doesn't change a fucking thing. You haven't done any additional testing. There's no long-term results. Nothing changed from the day before other than slapping the approved label on it. So it's bullshit. It's not actually approved. You change the rules.
Moving the goalposts as they tend to do.
So
and that's the whole. That's what a lot of people don't understand. And the reason they did that was because they thought, okay, if people find out it's FDA approved, because a lot of people, like I've been saying, these fucking vaccines aren't even approved by the FDA. At the same time, that's not the highest bar you could reach.
No.
That's like the bare minimum because I keep seeing this meme on Facebook going around, and it says, for all you people that are happy that the FDA approved the Pfizer vaccine, just remember all those commercials you see late at night about medical devices and medications, and they end with, you may be entitled to compensation. All that shit was approved by the FDA as well. So it's not, okay, well, it's approved, but I still don't trust it,
The part that gets me about it is it brings into question the validity of all previous testing. So it means one of two things. If you can push this vaccine through and it's actually good, thumbs up, then why have we been regulating things for 10 and 5 years longer before that? Is it just pure bureaucracy, just for the sake of giving people jobs and something to do? Which way are you supposed to do it? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I can't help but think somebody's making a shitload of money on this vaccine,
Yeah.
For sure. Somebody's getting paid one way or the other, and I hate to say it, but it seems to me that's what's going on here, which is nothing new. But to do it in the way they're doing it, because, and I want to talk about Ivermectin here in a little bit, but
we're going to talk the shit about that, yeah.
Yeah, but they're dragging Ivermectin through the mud, and we why, because before it was approved, before the Pfizer vaccine was FDA approved, these vaccines were part of the emergency order for them to be, non-FDA approved. Shit usually doesn't go out unless they use that emergency act. Mm-hmm. Well, Ivermectin has been shown, and we'll go over, some information, what we've learned, and it works. It does work. I know people personally that have taken it before all this shit hit the news with Ivermectin. I'm talking about months and months ago. I know people who actually took it and got over the coronavirus in 3 days.
You mean to tell me these people are taking a horse dewormer like dumbasses, Joey? Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, like stupid Joe Rogan. Oh, my God. I'll try to remember also, I know we always say we'll put links in the description to certain things we show, and I always screw up and forget, but we got a lot of stuff, and, I'm going to put a link to a 5-minute clip from Joe Rogan's deal, because I'm going to be talking about that. But they're trashing Ivermectin, and the hydroxychloroquine, was the first one that they were trashing when Trump was, touting it. That's two things that Joe Rogan took, among a couple other things. And he recovered in 2 or 3 days. But they don't want that becomes a treatment for it. And once it becomes a treatment, there's a treatment for this virus, then that vaccine doesn't meet the standards for that emergency use. So
I don't understand I don't understand why it's being politicized so much. I mean,
I don't know.
It's supposed to be the most serious thing we've faced in our lifetime, according to everybody. Why are you not allowed to say certain things? Why is it the left versus right on this? If you say and it shouldn't be. It absolutely shouldn't be. The fact that I can't go to one place and get a definitive number on how many cases, how many deaths, are masks effective, I think that's a huge fucking problem. And the way it's being treated, and this is just segueing into this, is like it's everybody on the right's fault. We're all crazy conspiracy theorists. We're Trumpers, and we're stupid. And I want to dispel that by playing this little montage we have here. I love this clip. This all started with the Democrats, because Corona came out when Trump was still president, and he started making the vaccine. And this all started from high up. Kamala Harris herself flat out said, I will not take the Trump vaccine. I don't trust it. Biden came out and said, I don't trust the FDA. Or Cuomo said, I don't trust the FDA. Biden said, who's going to take the shot? Are you going to take the shot? And that's where this all started. So, but they've turned the little switch off as if it didn't fucking happen.
Yeah.
And so we're going to show you the proof right here. We're going to play it right now so you can see it and just spread this out to everybody so you can stop saying that we're the crazy retards, because it started on the left.
Frankly, I'm not going to trust the federal government's opinion.
Who's going to take the shot? Who's going to take the shot? You can be the first one to say, sign me up. They now say it's okay.
Would you get it?
Well, I think that's going to be an issue for all of us. I will say that I would not trust Donald Trump. If Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
I don't trust the president, and I don't trust the FDA.
If and when the vaccine comes, And it's not likely to go through all the tests that needs to be and the trials that are needed to be done.
The American people don't trust the process. I don't trust the process.
That was Cuomo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh my God. Yeah. So
How do we go from that? They literally just said all the stuff that they're knocking down in the media for stupid people saying, and they're the ones saying that's your president and vice president who just led the charge on that.
Yeah, and
they
all,
flat out said
all
we
those,
don't trust the FDA.
Yeah, and all those quotes, they didn't trust the FDA. Kamala Harris didn't trust Trump. Of course, this was when at the end of Trump's presidency, right when the vaccine started coming out, or was fixing to come out. You know, so of course when Trump was president, the vaccine was terrible. It was bad. But as soon as Joe Biden is in office, oh, it's good. It's the answer.
What fucking changed?
Nothing. As far as what's in I keep calling it virus. As far as what's in that vaccine, nothing's changed.
And to be completely honest, no, I do not trust the process. This was pushed through. To me, I defer to the facts. It has a 90. The worst projections are there's a 98% survival rate. And everybody dying has comorbidities, the biggest one being overweight and elderly. So I'm not worried about it. The Tel Aviv study from Israel, and this isn't some bullshit study, is that the natural immunity you get is 27 times better than the immunity, the vaccine immunity.
Right. Oh, and I think not to cut you off, but I think we need to make this perfectly clear. We're not railing against the vaccine, and we're not telling anybody not to get it. If you have, autoimmune issues, if you live with elderly or somebody who has issues, or you've got any kind of thing going on where it would make sense to get the vaccine, then by all means, get the vaccine. That's who should be getting it.
Yeah. But if I was 20 years older and had diabetes, I would get the vaccine.
Yeah. But for people that don't find themselves in that situation, I don't think it should be forced on us. And shit, I had the coronavirus a month ago. I've already had it. So according to what you said, I'm better off than somebody that did get vaccinated now.
Yeah. And right after you got it, I actually went to my sister-in-law's house. The whole family had COVID. I had them cough in my mouth. I wanted to catch this damn thing so that I could get over it, get the natural immunity. And I never even caught it. Yeah. And it's supposed to be the most contagious thing. I was literally trying to I looked like a kid catching snowflakes with my mouth open while they were coughing into my face.
I mean, I think this is real. I do believe it's real contagious.
Absolutely.
I don't know how you didn't get it, but
I don't either.
I think it does spread like crazy.
Antibodies.
And people are really dying from it. But I'm just saying it's not like the media is making it out to be.
No. And anyway, the truth behind the vaccine, we can't get solid numbers on it. We know that there are breakthrough cases. Lots of people who have been vaccinated are still getting sick. They're still transmitting. We've actually got another good video on that one about the transmissibility of the vaccine. And this is one of the CDC directors being asked a question about the booster shot and stuff. And this one's just really kind of sums up the whole follow the science thing. Joey, go ahead and play that one.
All right.
Biggest problems with the Delta variant, as you well know, is that even for vaccinated people, we now know you can get a breakthrough infection and you could be spreading it even if you don't feel sick and you have no symptoms, which is one reason we've had this explosive growth in COVID cases this summer. So here's my question. Is there hope, or better yet, data, that getting this third booster shot could actually prevent transmission?
So there's actually hope. We don't have data yet. We do know that the higher levels of protection, certainly in the Alpha variant, resulted in less transmission. And we have not yet seen the data, but we are hopeful that...
All right, so there's hope, Joey.
Yeah, we've got hope.
Science.
We don't have any fucking numbers, no data, no nothing, but we got hope. And that's so based on our hope, you're going to get a shot.
But they flat out told you... essentially, what was just said there is the vaccine it's worthless. It's not doing anything. You're still transmitting. You're still maybe asymptomatic and transmitting. You still may get sick. So what's the fucking point of the vaccine?
Well, and I've got that Rachel Walensky, the CDC director that was just talking. I got a little thing to put up right here. I'm just going to read this real quick. A lot of people are thinking that if you get vaccinated, you're shielded from this virus. You can't get it and you can't transmit it. This article, I'm going to put a link to this. I'm going to try to remember to put a link to it. But this article is from August 5th, early last month, right about the time I got the coronavirus. And it says, fully vaccinated people who get COVID-19 breakthrough infection can transmit the virus, U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky said Thursday. She says, our vaccines are working exceptionally well. They continue to work well for Delta with regard to severe illness and death. They prevent it. But what they can't do anymore is prevent transmission. So right there, that was over a month ago. Right there, you know, you talk about misinformation. I mean, I swear there are a ton of people that really believe if you get vaccinated, you can't get it or transmit it. All the vaccine is for is to lessen the symptoms, to keep you out of the hospital, right? And so, and that's good. I mean, that, like I said, for people who are in certain age groups or have certain medical conditions going on, it makes sense to get it. It may save your life. It may keep you out of the hospital. But also, with every new variant of this thing, this is the same vaccine from the last year, from the beginning, as far as I know. So
nothing much has changed, unless they're changing the booster somehow.
And I think the Pfizer one, maybe. I know each one of the vaccines that were available in the beginning, they gave like a efficacy percentage rating, how well they work. Yeah. And I think the Pfizer was 97%, but I just read the other day that it's down to like 80% with the Delta variant. So, I mean, every variant that comes out, it's losing efficacy.
And we got another variant. They've already talked about it. Fauci called it, it's the Mu variant. Supposedly it's not a big deal yet here in the U.S., but I guarantee you that's going to change.
Oh, yeah.
But talking about the vaccines, the reason why I've never been on board with it. One, it's untested. I don't trust the process. But two, I've said it from the beginning. This thing is going to run its course no matter what. And I truly believe that. I think everybody's going to come in contact with it. It's going to have its go with everybody eventually. So I don't think this vaccine is going to do shit. I think you're either going to get it and die or you're not. But the big thing is it's a killer. But it's not this huge going out and just slaughtering people that the media tries to make it out to be.
This isn't the Ebola virus.
No, it's not a plague. It's killing the elderly. It's killing people who are, have other conditions and stuff. And one thing that drives me nuts, and they kind of proves it. When all of this started and through the height of it, they were always telling you how many cases a day, but they were never telling you how many deaths a day.
Yeah.
It was always cases. Who gives a shit about cases? Because one, we know it's being over-reported. We know that for a fact. If you came in and you coughed, you have COVID.
Yeah.
The big one, there was no flu last year. On any normal fucking year, anywhere from 40 to 60,000 people die from the flu. Last year, it was a little over 1,000.
Oh, I think it was 1,800.
What does that tell you? 1,800.
But still, almost not
so
even 2,000.
What does that tell you?
Yeah, I guess the flu has been eradicated through no effort at all, or what? Yeah. I mean...
And don't take that lightly. That's at least 40 to 60,000 misreported cases right there.
And you hear stories, but you hear stories about people, dying in car accidents. They happen to have COVID and they put it down as a COVID death. Obviously I can't verify any of that. But you can't tell me that there hasn't been some of that going on.
100%. It's been over-reported. The deaths, the cases, everything.
So at like you said, 98% survival rate is like the lowest you've seen for the COVID virus?
I think it was like 98.2 for the survival rate.
Okay, and that's assuming that's true. That's based off of these inflated numbers. So the survival rate should actually be higher than 98.2%.
So even more in there. If you're younger, millions of people are asymptomatic. They got it. It never showed a single symptom, so they never report. How many of those are there?
Exactly. Well, how many people got vaccinated and got it and carried it and showed no signs, they may have spread it or not, but they got it but never was affected by it, didn't even know they had it.
Yeah, so the number of cases, quote unquote, is horse shit. I want to know severe cases, hospitalized cases. And I'm not talking about the hypochondriac who's coughing so he goes to the hospital. I'm talking about people who need fucking hospital care. None of the numbers have been represented properly, and you call us conspiracy theorists, but we just showed you the video. When Trump was in office, they don't trust this, and now all of a sudden they're completely flip-flopped. This whole thing is politicized, and they're pushing whatever fucking agenda. I don't even know what the agenda is. All I know is they're pushing something down our fucking throats, and it's horse shit. I don't trust any of it.
Well, it's just like I said when we talked about the Afghanistan pullout. I've been racking my brain trying to figure out why in the fuck they would be doing this. What's the reason for it? Why would they be lying about it? Why would they be, what's the point? Like you said. It just doesn't make sense.
I think there's.
The only thing I can think of is just money.
Money, conspiracy side of it. I think that they truly do need and want to get everybody vaccinated for another reason. And if I had to get, and this is, you can discount it. You can throw this out. This is just me talking out of my ass. Maybe they know their vaccines aren't shit. Maybe they know nothing they're going to do is going to change this thing. It's going to run its course. So if they get everybody vaccinated, that kind of levels the playing field and saying, well, the vaccination saved this many people. There's nothing we can do about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That way they can save face with all the lockdowns, all the job losses, all the deaths. Because I don't think anybody could have done it. I'm not blaming Biden for a piss poor reaction to this, for people dying. None of it. There's nothing anybody could have done. There was no right or wrong way to respond to this. It's not Trump's fault. It's not Biden's fault. It's not the Democrats' fault. There are some things that the Democrat, Cuomo, the nursing home thing, yeah, you straight up killed those people, you dumb fuck.
Yeah.
But as far as the president, I don't blame him. I blame I think what he's doing now is shitheaded. Mandates, go fuck yourself. You can't. Here's my thing with the mandates. As an American, I don't believe in forcing us to do shit.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to putting something into our body. Okay? Our government is responsible for the Tuskegee experiment, where they were injecting African Americans with syphilis. That shit didn't end until 1972. That is not that long ago. And now you're saying trust the fucking government with putting shit into your body? No.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Here, I'll raise another fucking question for you. The vaccine is, it's allowed for, what is it, 12 and younger, or 12 and older, right?
Right.
But
today,
today, the other two vaccines were given to people as younger than that, I believe, and now it's only 12 and older. Why weren't the other two vaccines approved? And what about all those people who took those?
Yeah,
are they going to get a letter saying, "Hey, this is why this one wasn't approved"? I mean, why weren't the other two approved? Millions of people already took it.
Well, I just read the funny thing on that because I've been wondering the same thing. I just read or heard, I think my wife said she read something about it or saw something. Somebody was saying something about now your Pfizer vaccine, you get that, and then the booster, you need to try to get one of the other ones, like the Moderna one for your booster shot. I don't know why you would do that or what. Maybe they don't, because anybody that's going forward getting vaxxed right now that's paying attention to this shit, they're all going to want the new Pfizer one. They're not going to want the unapproved Moderna or the Johnson & Johnson. So, but that was my question before. What are they going to do with all those fucking vaccines that they've made for those other two? And like you said, what about the millions of people that got vaccinated with those? What about them? Are they good or no? Or, what?
Another big question that begs to be answered, we can't get an answer to, is how long does these vaccines last and how long does natural immunity last? There is a study from Israel, who, by the way, is the shining beacon of how this should have been handled. They got everybody vaccinated. They were lower than everybody on deaths and cases, and now they're the highest.
Yeah, so what does that tell you?
Take what you will from that. Again, I stick with it's going to run its fucking course. There ain't shit we can do. But what is the long-term antibodies? Which one is better? How long does it last? The vaccine. Why are we getting boosters every 6 months? When do you do that with a fucking vaccine?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not nailed down. It's not perfect. So which one is better? We don't know. But here's a good fucking question, and we got another video. I love this video. Here's Fauci himself answering questions. They fucking ask him on CNN, what about people with natural immunity versus the vaccine? Is that vaccine going to mess with their natural immunity? Which one's better? So we're going to play this, and then we're going to respond to that video.
And just real quickly, there was a study that came out of Israel about natural immunity. And basically the headline was that natural immunity provides a lot of protection, even better than the vaccines alone. What are people to make of that? So as we talk about vaccine mandates, I get calls all the time. People say, I've already had COVID, I'm protected. And now the study says maybe even more protected than the vaccine alone. Should they also get the vaccine? How do you make the case to them?
You know, that's a really good point, Sanjay. I don't have a really firm answer for you on that. That's something that we're going to have to discuss regarding the durability of the response. The one thing the paper from Israel didn't tell you is whether or not, as high as the protection is with natural infection, what's the durability compared to the durability of a vaccine. So it is conceivable that you got infected, you're protected, but you may not be protected for an indefinite period of time. So I think that is something that we need to sit down and discuss seriously, because you very appropriately pointed out it is an issue, and there could be an argument for saying what you said.
So what the fuck?
Well, yeah.
It's literally shoot now, ask questions later.
Literally shoot right in your arm.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. What he answered a question with a question. He doesn't know. For one thing, this is the guy who's in charge of this whole shit show. He's supposed to be
everybody's following religiously.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the fucking god of viruses and shit. He's part of the White House administration. What? You're telling me that they haven't discussed that scenario at all?
Yeah. Why wasn't this question posed a long time ago? I mean, you shouldn't be rolling out a vaccine when you don't. And then further, you don't mandate that the unvaccinated who... It's about 100 million people, supposedly. How many of those 100 million people aren't getting the vaccine because they've already got natural immunity? And that's why they're not doing it. And you're telling them, fuck you, we're going to give you the shot anyway. We don't know why. We don't know which one's better, but we're going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like I read something recently. Have you heard, like, if you get the coronavirus, you're not supposed to get the vaccine. If you choose to, you got to wait like 2 months?
I don't
something
remember
like that. I can't remember what the specifics were on that, but it's like, okay, why would you have to do that?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I'm kind of curious, because I just had it a month ago. If I go to work tomorrow and they say, hey, guess what, fucker? Here's your shot. Then, I'll be like, nah, I can't.
Yeah. So, get the vaccine, even though you may or may not need it. We don't have the answer. I mean, that's Fauci literally saying, we don't know. We don't know if it's good or bad, but we're going to go ahead with it.
Yeah, and then he of course he tries to turn the Israel study, he tries to make a issue out
negative
of that.
out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, what they didn't tell you, was the durability. Well, you can't tell me the durability of the fucking vaccine.
No, that's why you're doing boosters. You're just hoping that the booster takes care of it.
Yeah.
So, again, not only is there conflicting data all over the place, now we have proof from the horse's mouth that they don't know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, they don't.
You're supposed to start jabbing yourself and everything. And then we've got all these... It's a religion now for people who want to follow the Fauci and people who want to, have a free mind. And I don't think it's a political thing. It shouldn't be a political thing. To me, it's a freedom thing. You don't tell me what to do and you can't force me. And the big thing, Biden keeps saying this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. He said that. And that really bothers me because I'm curious. Why are you worried about the unvaccinated if you're vaccinated?
Yeah, I've said that before.
Your vaccine works.
Yeah, if your vaccine works, you're vaccinated, you walk around with your mask everywhere you go, driving in the car by yourself. I mean, you're protected. Don't worry about me.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to worry about me.
One thing that we enjoy as Americans is freedom, and that's freedom to be the biggest asshole you want, to be the biggest bigot you want, the biggest moron you want, or the smartest guy in the room if you want. It is your life. You get to choose whatever the fuck you want to do. If you want to risk it and risk your own health, That's your choice. But they're saying, well, you're risking other people's health. Why? If you're vaccinated, how am I risking your health if you're vaccinated? I don't understand the argument.
If the vaccine works, they shouldn't be worried about it.
No.
And by all means, I appreciate the concern for me being unvaccinated, but it's none of your fucking business.
Exactly. He's saying, we're going to protect it. We don't need your protection. If we wanted it, we would ask for it. Are you going to sit there and tell me what leisure things I can and can't do? Can I not stock car race now because it's too dangerous? Can I not jump on a pogo stick because I might hurt myself? Once you give up these fucking freedoms and you let them have this control, they're going to walk all the fuck over you. And that's what I'm worried about. Whether you agree with the vaccines or not, you do not give them this kind of control. Yeah. It's a freedom thing. It's not about the fucking vaccine.
Well, and to talk about that, basically it's people who got vaxxed are pitted against the people that are unvaxxed. That's just another division thing in the country now. But here's another little thing I found. This is Jancy Lindsay, PhD. She's a managing director of toxicology and molecular biology at Toxicology Support Services. She posted this. It looks like on. Yeah, looks like she posted this on Facebook. She says, just to be clear, scientifically, it is not the vaccinated. It is the vaccinated, not the unvaccinated, spreading the mutant variants. This is a form of this is from inoculating during the pandemic with a poor neutralizing vaccine. This is what has happened with numerous other leaky or non-neutralizing vaccines. The classic example of this is Marek's disease in chickens. I warned the CDC of this April of this year. Other scientists warned the CDC, as well as similar scientific entities worldwide months earlier. Yet here we are, and you can pause this and read the rest of that if you want. And I don't give a shit. But, it's kind of like we've talked before about other subjects. If you fall on one side of this, you're an asshole.
Yeah, you're a quack.
And you're fucking demonized for having an opinion.
And it depends on the day. I refer back to that first video we played. Your vice president, your president, Cuomo, all saying, fuck the vaccine. And now that's not even... Why isn't that being brought up on Fox News, CNN? Why is that video not being played over and over? Eat your own fucking words. What happened to journalism? What happened to people reporting the fucking truth, asking questions that need to be answered?
Yeah.
Hold people the fuck accountable. That's why we're where we're at, god damn it.
I agree.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So we're coming to the end of it. We're kind of try to tone it down, try to keep the time down. I know you wanted to talk about the ivermectin thing a little bit. I did too. Talking about the division. Two big stories that came out about ivermectin. So ivermectin is quote unquote a horse dewormer. It's a medicine it came out like 40 years ago. It's also used in horses. It's also used in humans. There's two different versions. But it's being pushed by the media as a horse dewormer. And there were two big stories that came out. One in Oklahoma saying, a doctor saying gunshot victims are forced to wait for treatment as Oklahoma hospitals are overwhelmed by ivermectin cases.
That turned out to be a big fat lie.
Big fat fucking lie. False. Boom. Stamp. All false. And then there was another story. Mississippi poison control. 80% of their calls coming in are about ivermectin poisoning. Turns out it was false. Why are they pushing this so hard? Why are you not allowed to be a contrary point to the quote unquote narrative?
Well, here's the thing on the phone calls. It depends on how you read that. Of course, the way they said it, the way it was presented was 80% of their calls are from people getting poisoned by ivermectin, right?
Yeah.
I don't doubt there was, just like in the Joe Rogan video that I'm going to try to leave the link to, Heather Hang, who was one of the guests on that episode, she said, I can definitely see there being a spike in calls about ivermectin, and then the other guy that was on the show, Brett Weinstein, said that he spoke to a person with a PhD in toxicology and was told that as far as he knows, you can overdose on ivermectin, meaning you took more than you should have, but it won't be dangerous to a human. It's kind of like taking more than a regular dose of ibuprofen or something like that. It's not something that's going to kill you. So it's just more, and these different things are coming out. Like Rachel Maddow, I know, tweeted about that shit in Oklahoma. It was Oklahoma, you said?
Yeah,
Where
Oklahoma.
the doctor said about the gunshot victims having to wait. The problem
Big news
is,
story.
it makes the big headline news and everybody sees it and runs with it. Then they come back later and retract it. But they retract it on page 13. Nobody sees it. Nobody hears it. And they don't make a big deal about it, but they do it because they need to.
I think that's intentional. It's all intentional.
Yeah.
And here's why. Here's what I truly, truly believe down in my heart. There's a stark difference between the liberal populace and the conservative populace. Liberals like to be led, or they follow, and they're able to put out whatever story they want, just give the headline. People don't read the fucking article on Facebook. They read the headline and roll with it. And that's on both sides. I know Republican or conservatives do the same damn thing, and it pisses me off. Read the damn article before you comment. You look stupid.
Yeah,
but they get it out
we're
there.
in the age of clickbait. That's what that is
it's
too.
Clickbait. Exactly, it's clickbait, and the media pushes their clickbait. But I think there's a reason for it. It's because half the population, and I don't blame them, is scared to death about this virus. They really are. They don't know what else to do with themselves. They don't have the fortitude to say, I can survive this, or it is what it is. If I die, I die. They're scared to death. The same people you see wearing their mask in their car. I've seen people in public freaking the fuck out when you get within 6 feet of them, like screaming, "Oh my God!" Like they're gonna die.
Yeah.
There's so many people out there like that. So the mask and all the mandating and everything is to calm them down, to make them, because we're in an age of the participation trophy and about emotions. You're not allowed to walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, shut the fuck up, get over it." You have to capitulate to everybody's soft emotions. And I think that's what all of this is. It's to make, the mask mandate definitely is. The mask, I don't give a shit what study you give me about mask working or not working. There's a fine print it's either fine print or it's not put in there. It always says mask along with other, procedures will keep you safe. That's like saying, Lucky Charms is part of a balanced breakfast. It doesn't make it healthy, but if you eat other balanced, healthy shit with it, you're saying it's a part of that, and it's not.
Well, yeah,
right?
It's like,
They
always say, wear your mask and social distance. The CDC, I think, suggests at least 6 feet. Okay, well, what if I'm wearing my mask, but I'm within 6 feet?
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't work then. So basically, it doesn't work as far as I can tell. But what if I'm 100 feet away? You still expect me to wear a mask? It's still part of saving, it's still part of being, part of the solution, Roy. So we need to do it. I mean, what the fuck?
The point is with the mask, a mask technically, quote unquote, will work in a controlled environment. But if you walk into the grocery store with your mask on and you're touching all kinds of groceries and then you touch your face, do you not understand? In a controlled environment, a mask works. It's not going to work in a school. It's not when you go to pay for your groceries with your mask on and you're touching that damn keypad that everybody else is touching. Your mask doesn't do shit because you're going to touch your face to take that mask off.
Well, and
in a controlled environment, it'll work.
From what I've heard too, the coronavirus being an airborne transmission, you can get it in your eyes and still get it.
Yes, that was the other big one.
So it's like, well, do we need to start wearing masks on our eyes and walk around, or what?
Remember Fauci saying, "Don't wear a mask; it don't work. It may stop a droplet. It's going to stop some smegma," is what he said. But now it's changed.
Yeah, he said that early last year when the shit all started.
There's fucking flip-flopping, but we're supposed to believe that masks work now. Even though Fauci himself said it doesn't fucking work, don't buy all the goddamn masks out so our medical people can have it.
Yeah, that's what he said later after he got questioned on that, because a month later he's like, "Oh, we need to start wearing the masks work." And then people are like, "What the hell?" He said, "Well, we had to say that because, we didn't want to run on the masks and we needed our medical professional." But you lied
from the beginning. Yeah.
But you fucking lied.
Fucking lied so many fucking times. It's bullshit. And that's why I don't wear them. The point of this podcast, our channel, is not to be one side or the other, but it's to be critical thinking. And I think we're going to end it here. Open your own fucking mind. Read everything from the left and the right. Don't just watch Fox News. I love to watch both CNN and Fox and extrapolate what data I can from it and make up my own damn mind. Okay? Yeah. I'm not a Republican. Okay? I'm not. You can guess where I'm at, but I'm not a Republican. I do lean more conservative. But I make up my own mind. I don't if I see a headline, especially one that is perfectly tailored to my perfect taste, sounds too good to be true, I fucking click on it and read the goddamn article. And then when you go into the comment section, you see all the retards who didn't do that because they're saying stupid shit that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that you can tell their comments based solely on the headline, like you said. They read the headline and they go straight to the comments.
And I would say that that's 80% of our country.
Or
40% for each side.
Or you could go on Yahoo and try to read one of their articles and not go to the comments because their comments have been locked since last year. You can't fucking comment on any article on Yahoo. Really? I wonder why. Yeah.
It's disgusting. So my advice to you, listen to the videos we watched that we put up here earlier. Read the data. Read as much data as you can and look around you. Make up your own fucking mind, you know? Look at all the data. Is it worth getting the vaccine? Is it not? Personally, I'm not anti-vax. I'm just anti-this vax. For me, not for you. I'm healthy. I'm young. I go to the gym every day. I'm not going to get this vaccination. My child will sure as fuck not be getting it. There's a bunch of stories coming out. He's going to try to make students get it. Fuck you. You're not putting something in my goddamn kid. Children under the age of 20, and this is a fact. You can look it the fuck up. Children under the age of 20 have more of a chance of dying from the flu than they do of COVID. It is a fact. So why the fuck am I going to put some non-tested goddamn thing in their arm? No, absolutely
And
not.
one of the things they're linking to this, talking about that age group, but males, younger males, I think, 20-ish and younger, they're finding that they're experiencing heart issues.
Yes, the enlarged heart. I forgot the word for it.
But yeah, so it's like it's real hard for a healthy 20-year-old, to me, for it to make sense for a person like that to get it. They live at home and grandma lives with them, and she's old and whatever, she's got issues. Yeah, you might want to consider getting it for her.
My father is
everybody's situation's different,
has diabetes. He got it. He should have got it. Absolutely. My brother has diabetes. He's overweight. He should definitely get it.
Yeah.
I would if I was him. But I'm not going to get it. It's my personal choice, and I should not be forced to fucking do it. And that is my right as an American, I believe.
And I'll go ahead and throw it out there. I'm not the smallest guy on the block. I'm kind of big. I'm a little overweight. But and I didn't get the vaccine. I got COVID. If you've ever had bronchitis, I get that a couple times a year usually. It was about like having bronchitis for about 4 days.
The most fucked up part about that story, Joey, is silently on my side of the hill over here, I'm sitting here thinking, if Joey's good, I'm going to be good.
Well, I mean, I get it, and that's true. But, but that's the way it was for me. My deal is, too, that I'm noticing, because there are reports of 20-year-old healthy people getting the shit and dying from it. I mean, that's
and they got to push that out there. They got to push those stories out there.
It's not a lot of them. I guarantee if you look at the numbers, there's not a lot of them. That's why they make the news. But
if a kid dies from this, it's headline news.
This coronavirus affects everybody differently. I mean, there are factors that contribute to people having a harder time with it or dying from it that definitely come into play. But just because you're young and healthy doesn't mean you're gonna be okay with it yourself. But at the end of the day, it should be a personal choice, not fucking government mandated.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, Joey. I think we covered quite a bit here. Probably ran a little long. I'm going to give you the Jerry Springer final thought. Go ahead.
Well, the only other thing I wanted to say, really, I didn't throw it in there when we were talking about the ivermectin. This is ivermectin's also used in humans to treat the Zika virus and yellow fever and some other shit like that. So all these people saying, humans shouldn't be taking it. It's just a horse dewormer. Yeah, it does that, but they've also found antiviral properties in it, and it's been in use for viruses already. So it's again, that's one of the reasons I can't understand why they're trying to kill the ivermectin deal.
Do your research.
Yeah.
Keep an open mind. Don't take our word for it. We're fucking nobodies.
Yeah. Yeah. And just to reiterate one more time, if you want the virus or the vaccine, go get the vaccine. Everybody's situation's different. If you live by yourself and you're young and healthy and you still want it, go get it. That's your choice. That's the beauty of it. But don't push it on me.
Don't listen to your political leaders because they can't make up their mind. We showed you that.
They don't know what the fuck's going on anyway. So
yeah, they don't. They're guessing.
Yeah.
So with that, we bid you adieu, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Later.